In Western New York, our camp is called Camp Aspire. And it's so heartwarming and just exciting to see kids coming to camp that have never met other kids who have diabetes. And all of a sudden, having diabetes is a new normal. They don't feel like the odd man out. They don't have to explain about highs and lows. They don't have to explain about their pump. They don't have to explain about the glucometer. And there's just a camaraderie that's formed, and the affinity to the camp is just so strong, and the kids keep up with each other. And I mean, they cry real tears when they have to leave, and it's tears of joy when they see their friends each year when they come back.
I was 7 my first year, so this is my 14th consecutive summer at camp, and I just can't ever seem to get enough.
I learned how to do my own shots, draw out my own insulin. My parents picked me up, and I cried the entire way home because I didn't want to leave, and been coming here 19 years.
I'm always like the one that's always been here the longest, along with a couple others. I love it. I can't see myself ever leaving here.
We have people who now are young adults and who have made career decisions, and part of their career requirement when they tell their employers they work 2 weeks at the camp, or they volunteer 2 weeks at the camp, and if you can't accommodate that, they can't take the job. We even have one young lady who's going on to medical school, and she's in a pre-med program at Tufts University, and she's recruited 2 others pre-med students to come and to work at the camp this year.
The mission in action there is just absolutely amazing. These are 100 kids that are able to attend camp for a week session. They're able to get out and be normal again. These are kids that, they're waking up in the middle of the night to have their fingers pricked to test to make sure that they're okay and that their sugars are properly in line. Everything's in balance. Here they get the support that they need on a medical basis. They also get the support of their friends. They get to share back and forth. Many times it's the first opportunity for our campers. They actually put in their pump for the first time. And so it's about their own journey. It's tough enough growing up as a kid, but then if you think about anywhere between 7 and 16 years old, these people go and they have, these kids go and they just have a fantastic time. So we truly enjoy the opportunity to support that.
When you go to camp, what you have are a group of children with diabetes that are now among all these other children with diabetes. They're not called out to look different. They're one of many people doing the same thing. So they get to find out what's your experience like, compare it to their experience. And we've seen at the camps, campers come back to be counselors, and it becomes a real lifetime experience for them, and keeping friends forever, because these are people that experience the same disease and help each other get through that disease. It's really very rewarding as a volunteer to go and watch how these kids interact at camp.
There's the learning and the educational aspect here with all the medical staff that we have, the diabetes experts with the nurses that just encourage them and encourage them to become independent, try new things, try to give their own injections, try to do their pump sites, and just teach them about diet management, testing, treating low blood sugar, how different things affect their blood sugar that they may never have known about. But I just think the most valuable thing for them is the self-esteem and the confidence, and just the fact that they come here and they just go, wow, I'm not alone. There's all these other kids that have to do the same things that I have to do.
A wise man once said that if you want to forget your own troubles, think about the troubles of others. And it's really true when you see what some of these kids go through, especially. I just, you almost can't talk about it. It's so powerful to go to Camp Aspire and see those poor kids, that just want to be accepted for what they are, despite their disease, and the fact that sometimes it's hard for them to be accepted as just one of the kids, and all the rest of that, and what they have to go through, and every story you hear is just kind of heartbreaking in a way. So it's a way for me to focus on the issues of others and not get hung up on myself. it's a great thing to kind of distract me from my petty little problems.
You know, if I think about the Stop Diabetes campaign, it's about share, act, learn, and give. This really encompasses all of those 4 key tenets of the Stop Diabetes movement. Kids are learning, they're sharing practices, we're able to give to fund there, and it's critical and important thing. It's also a treasure here in the region. There are very few people that are aware that we have this camp, and regionally, nobody else really has it. Unless you go deep into Massachusetts or Michigan, it's a great treasure here in Rochester.
It's a great place for kids to come and find out, hey, I'm not the only kid in my school with diabetes. I'm not the only one. Look at this other 100 kids here that have sites in their stomach or sites in their arms or have to test before going out to play baseball. It's really wonderful to meet other people, you know, and find out I'm not the only one.
You get to learn about how to take care of yourself more and how to and just to have fun with other diabetic kids and learn how many people there are with diabetes.
As when I was younger, I barely knew anything about it and like why it seemed like I was the only one that had it. But now I know that I'm at camp and I know there's more people that have the same experience.
Because like they know everyone else has what they have, so they know what they're going through, so it's not that different for them.
Looking at someone and saying, I feel shaky, and then someone saying, I know exactly what you feel like, I know exactly what you're going through, is probably the best thing about it, is having someone that can really understand what you're going through at that time.
Camp is one of the most exciting pieces for me because it gives all of those children a place to be themselves and to not feel like they've got to hide what's going on. They can talk about it, they can share strategies, they can joke, because that's important, is that they have that sense of humor, because that's what gets us through it. We had a wonderful incident at my school where one of the students who went to camp as a youngster was getting a major award for athletics, and he wore his Camp Aspire shirt out in front to accept his award, and I couldn't have been more proud of him. And I thought, boy, did that send a message.
It actually gives you a sense of community because you know that you're not alone. Because when I was growing up, I was always the only one with diabetes in my school. And then I come here and I see all the people with diabetes and I'm just like, oh, okay, I'm not alone. And it's a good feeling.